But then I thought my own personal, like how I dealt with adversity, and I dealt with it a little bit differently. So I want to know how you dealt with it. So going through all of this,
Right.
what was your way of staying on track, your way of staying
Yeah.
focused, your way of moving forward, not looking back? What worked for you?
But I believe the great is still yet to come. I won't stop fighting, man, until I'm done.
So walk us through. So then you have the surgery, and I remember the recovery period was extensive. I remember we used to
Very.
come and visit you in
Yeah,
the hospital.
right. I know. I was looking for my bucket hat.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't find
Oh,
it.
I think I got one around.
Yeah.
We
tried-
had hats made,
Yeah.
bucket hats with the Rutgers logo on it, saying SS Strong, Sean Sanrico Strong. The whole
Yeah.
team wore them. It was pretty.
It was
cool.
awesome. It was a great gift. I remember I was like so excited and happy to be in the hospital and receive that. So I was going to physical therapy wearing my bucket hat. That was fun. But
Nice.
yes, recovery was extensive, much more extensive than I would have ever thought, to be honest. Reason being was because, when my symptoms first started in, early 20 or fall 2012, they suspected that was the time the tumor was kind of started and, was growing ever since. That's why I kept getting sicker. So it grew to be quite large, and really took a lot out of me. So kind of the way I was explained about it was after surgery, my brain was kind of so used to it being there for such a long time that when it was removed, my brain was kind of confused to a sense. So, like I said, it was on my cerebellum area, which really kind of affects my balance and coordination, anyone's balance and coordination. So that was the first thing. And also the double vision worsened because my optic nerve was so affected. So it was...
I remember you were wearing special glasses at one point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the double vision became so bad where seriously, like, looking at you here and the other you being over there.
And to me is never a good thing.
No.
No.
Yeah.
I've been told that many times.
So yeah, I was in ICU for about 14 days. Unfortunately, caught an infection from surgery,
Remember that too?
which, I don't really remember much from it, but my parents and family kind of described it as being just as, if not a little scarier than the actual
I think
surgery.
I was talking to your mom on the phone at that point, and thoughts and prayers were like going out to you mad. Yeah.
And again, I never knew much about a brain tumor or anything like that until I was experiencing it. So it was probably for the best, right? Because I didn't know what I was kind of getting into and didn't know these things could happen.
I'll tell you what, being dumb about things is great. Because I remember when I had the tumor in my head, I went down to Virginia, and the doctor said to me, he's like, look, I've done 1,500 surgeries in that area of the head.
Right.
8 like yours and 4 went well. And at that point, that was a sobering moment for me. Like, oh my gosh! But to that point, I'm like, hey, let's go to Virginia. Like,
Right.
I brought a friend of mine. We went down. We went to a bar after the doctor's appointment. It was like we're just so dumb. I didn't know anything.
Right.
Yeah.
That's you could be so. What is it? Nothing better than being dumb about something, right? I like that.
Yeah, being oblivious is great.
Yeah.
You know there's a problem.
Yep. That's great. So yeah, after thankfully recovered after the infection and everything, so it extended my stay in the hospital a little bit longer, and then I was checked into an acute rehab because I really had to work pretty routinely daily on my balance coordination.
I remember that they did a harness. I remember we were there. We were walking and then walking down the hallway. We came to visit you. It was cool. We had a putting mat in there too.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I still have a picture of that. But yes, because my vision was so bad, I did have these goggles on. That's I'm wearing them in the picture. Physical therapy was great. They had a putting mat. I was able to roll putts and eventually.
You put better than Richie.
Yeah, I tried. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he hits it 100 yards further, but that's.
Kid shoots 61. He can't putt.
Yeah. That short game's gotten me very far in life. So yeah, I was in rehab for a while, but really progressed, and they did have a harness kind of machine, and I remember I was kind of buckled in, and it was really cool. It was something on the ceiling where if people are learning how to walk again and things like that, it's basically kind of goes around like a track. So I practice walking on that, and then also have a couple of videos where I've kind of just on the harness, kind of just practicing my
I
turn.
think that was on the Golf Channel too. That part wasn't it?
Yeah,
I think
it
so.
was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. Yeah.
Right.
It's a great experience.
Yes.
I mean, a great experience to be on the Golf Channel.
Yes.
Not going through what you went through.
Yes.
I
For
wouldn't
sure.
recommend going through it.
So yeah, and then recovered really well.
Yeah, you were back.
Progressed.
We recruited you in 2013, and then you had to take 14 off, right?
Yes.
And then you came
That's right.
back, I think, late in 15, and you played 15 through 18. And,
Yeah,
and
that's right.
I mean, you played some really, really good teams. So like,
Yeah.
never cracked the starting lineup, but like
Right.
your numbers were, you were solid. We had like an A and a B and a C team, and let you know, we were so good at that point that our B team, we entered them in tournaments with our A team,
Mm-hmm.
and twice in the span of 3 years, our B team beat our A team. Like
Yeah.
our B team,
That was my senior year.
Yeah.
I will never forget that.
Let's go.
And I'll never let the A team live it down.
yeah.
Wait, that was your senior.
That was my senior
so you
year
were
at,
there.
at
Yeah,
Stockton.
that's when you guys beat
B
us.
team. We came in first place, I think, right?
Twice,
We-
yeah.
We
Yeah, you
beat the
beat
A
us.
team.
That team was so
wanna
stinking
hear it.
deep that
Yeah.
the top. So we had, I think, 14 players on the roster at that point, and I think 11 or 12 of them were former number one high school players. It was like the team was stocked. Like my son was a six man at one point, and like I remember he was shooting 73, 74 once in a while. And he wasn't, I think that kid only started, twice in 4 years or three times like that. Those teams were really
team-
Yes,
solid.
they were
Yeah.
solid.
Yeah. Well, that's good. So, question. So, I was reading this. I saw the name Drea Palmer, only because I thought Arnold Palmer when I thought about it, and she had cancer at age 19, and she said, for her to beat it, she focused on basically a strong support system, which is always huge. And then she said visualization and meditation, and I bring that up only because we had Spencer Broad on not too long ago talking about meditation and how it can help not only with struggles in life, but outside influences after battling cancer or tumors or heart, it can help you. So I read that and I'm like, boy, that's really, really good. But then I thought my own personal, like how I dealt with adversity, and I dealt with it a little bit differently. So I want to know how you dealt with it. So going through all of this, what was your way of staying on track, your way of staying focused, your way of moving forward, not looking back? What worked for you?
You mentioned a support system. That's definitely number one.
Yeah, Gary and Bridget are great.
Yes,
your parents
of
are great
course.
people.
Yeah,
Thomas had a lot, by the
big
way.
shout out to my parents.
Yeah,
Seriously,
big fan.
for-
Yes, I haven't
yes,
talked to you in a while. I
yes,
said, bumped
my-
into your dad not too long ago.
Oh, yeah?
But maybe at the bank or something like that. But I think it was at the bank. But yes,
Yeah.
they're great people.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they helped me get through this really entire journey, and still do. To this day, I'm still get checked up with MRIs. I actually just had one earlier this week, which was good news.
Good.
They
Good.
they keep a close watch on a guy like me, which can be annoying at times, but I'm thankful for it.
Same way. I got to go every year for an exam, which is like, okay,
Yeah.
you're right. You're okay.
Yeah.
They say you're fine. Like they check my head and everything. There's nothing there. I'm like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we already knew that.
Yeah.
We didn't need a doctor's appointment for that one, Bob.
Yeah.
They put a candle on this side, they blew it, and it went out on the other side. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But a support system is huge between my parents, my brother, my wife.
Yeah, I know you're married.
That's right, yes.
That's crazy. Like
Congratulations.
when I saw
Thank you.
2013,
Thank you.
I thought to myself, "Holy shnikes, I'm getting old." Like that. Like
Yeah.
that's 11 years ago, right? Well,
Yeah.
congrats though.
Yeah,
right?
no, thank you.
Yeah.
But just one of the many people, my extended family, aunts, uncles. I have a huge amount of aunts and uncles and cousins and friends. So support system is huge.
Nice.
Whether you have a large one or you have a small one, it's always helpful to have a group of people to rely on, and
Quality
then having
people.
that support
Yeah.
to kind of keep pushing you forward and have someone to talk to and provide emotional support is huge, and really made and continues to make a difference for me in
Yeah.
pushing through.
Yeah.
Glass of bourbon, ha ha. My bourbon, ha ha. My bourbon, ha ha. Alcohol. Because no great story ever started with, I'll have a salad.